Yeah, he's so stupid.
Between you people, don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that. She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
She's like in a state of shock.
I mean, look at the lame, inane things that he said. He's so stupid.
It was a crisp autumn evening in the heart of Hollywood, and the air was electric with anticipation. The stage was set. The cameras were rolling, and the audience was primed and ready for a showdown of epic proportions. For on this fateful night, two of the entertainment industry's most formidable heavyweights were about to engage in a battle of wits, razor-sharp tongues, and unapologetic hilarity, a tag-team roast of none other than the former president of the United States, Donald Trump.
Pumpkin got a head start on Halloween yesterday. He showed up for a rally dressed as a garbage man. Which I do have to say, the vest really brings out the color of his mouth.
As the first barrage of insults and one-liners began to rain down, the crowd erupted in a cacophony of laughter and cheers, their faces alight with a glee that bordered on the manic. For this was no ordinary roast. This was a full-scale comedic demolition, a verbal smackdown of such epic proportions that even Trump's famously thick skin seemed to be struggling to withstand the onslaught. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And, of course, watch till the end. With Robert De Niro, the legendary actor who had long been one of Trump's harshest critics, joining forces with the sharp-witted Jimmy Kimmel, the stage was set for a comedic showdown that would reverberate through the annals of pop culture history. And as the two titans traded blow after blow, each quip more scathing and side-splitting than the last, it became clear that the so-called Teflon Don had met his match.
And why people are not taking him seriously, because you read about it historically in other countries that they didn't take the people seriously. I think Hitler was.
But this was more than just a simple roast. It was a rallying cry, a defiant statement that the days of Trump's unchecked bluster and braggadocio were well and truly over. For in the face of such withering ridicule and unapologetic truth-telling, the former president found himself utterly powerless, reduced to a sputtering, rage-filled caricature of his former self.
That way. Go ahead, take the. Well, I'll give you voters. I will give you voter suppression. You just have to sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I didn't call.
And as the laughter and applause echoed through the halls of that hallowed Hollywood venue, one thing became abundantly clear. Trump had just been tag-teamed in a roast so brutal, even a spray tin couldn't cover the burn. But the real question remained. Would the thin-skinned former leader strike back, or would he finally be forced to confront the harsh reality of his own failings? It all started, as so many of the greatest comedic moments do, with a simple bit of mischief and a healthy dose of schadenfreude. Jimmy Kimmel, the late-night host with a penchant for delivering biting political commentary wrapped in a layer of sardonic wit, had long been a thorn in Trump's side. And with the former president's legal woes mounting and his public image in tatters...
He's a scary one. And in all seriousness, and we know it here, people have to get out and vote and vote and vote and vote. Yeah.
Kimmel sensed an opportunity too juicy to pass up. So, he did what any self-respecting comedian would do. He called in the big guns. And when it comes to actors with a reputation for playing tough-as-nails, no-nonsense characters, few can match the sheer, unadulterated intensity of Robert De Niro. A longtime Trump critic and vocal advocate for progressive causes, De Niro was the perfect foil to...
Do you think he pretends to be dumber than he is to confuse people and make them think... No, you think he's...
No.
Foil to Kimmel's sly, understated barbs. The setup was simple, really. Kimmel, knowing that this roast would need some extra firepower to truly land its punches, invited De Niro to join him on stage for a no-holds-barred takedown of the former president. And when the legendary actor strode out to join the late-night host, the crowd erupted in a frenzy.
He wants to punch people in the face? Well, I'd like to punch him in the face.
Of anticipation. Because when a man who's played iconic mob bosses and gruff, unyielding grandfathers joins forces with one of the sharpest wits in the business. You know it's about to get brutal. And Niro wasn't there for pleasantries. He was there to deliver the kind of verbal smackdown that only decades of built-up frustration could fuel. As soon as De Niro stepped onto the stage, the audience could feel the shift in the air. Gone was the affable, light-hearted Kimmel they knew and loved. In his place stood a duo of comedic titans, their eyes gleaming with a fierce, unapologetic determination to eviscerate their target. And eviscerate they did. De Niro, never one for subtlety, wasted no time in laying into Trump's notorious obsession with projecting an image of power and machismo, while simultaneously avoiding any remotely difficult or challenging tasks. The crowd roared with laughter as the veteran actor painted a vivid picture of the former president, a man who needed both hands to drink a glass of water.
In the first week of a criminal trial, the first president to be on trial for a criminal offense for paying hush money to a pornographic film star.
I think Kimmel's a loser. We would do Jimmy Kimmel. I'd do Jimmy Kimmel. I did him a lot.
Yeah.
He used to greet me on the sidewalk outside.
Yet somehow fancied himself a tough guy. This guy, De Niro growled, his brow furrowed in a scowl that had terrified countless on-screen antagonists, wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face, and I bet I could do it with one hand tied behind my back. The audience erupted in a tidal wave of cheers and applause, their glee at seeing the famously thin-skinned Trump skewered, so expertly palpable. And just when the crowd thought De Niro had delivered the final blow, Kimmel swooped in, his late-night finesse and razor-sharp wit adding an extra layer of devastation to the onslaught. Painting a vivid picture of Trump, hunched over his phone in a rage-fueled frenzy, Kimmel delivered a punchline so savage, it could have been written by Martin Scorsese himself. "I can just see him now," the host quipped, his eyes twinkling with mischief, scrolling through his phone at 100 words a minute, pausing only to yell at his staff, "Find a way to block De Niro on Truth Social." The laughter that erupted was deafening, a cacophony of gleeful catharsis that seemed to reverberate throughout the entire venue. Trump, the once untouchable political juggernaut, had been reduced to a sputtering, rage-filled caricature, a punchline in his own right, as the audience reveled in the sheer force of the comedic onslaught. Only time would tell, but one thing was certain. The world had just witnessed a moment of pure, unadulterated comedic triumph, a roast so savage that even Trump's famously thick skin seemed to be struggling to withstand the onslaught. And as the laughter and applause echoed through the halls of that hallowed Hollywood venue, it was clear that the former president had just been tag-teamed in a way that would reverberate through the ages. So, dear readers, what are you waiting for? It's time to join the legions of Trump roasting enthusiasts and bask in the glory of this moment of comedic reckoning. Whether you're a die-hard political junkie or simply a lover of sharp-witted humor, this tag-team takedown is a must-watch, a masterclass in the art of the comedic evisceration. So, grab your popcorn, settle in, and get ready to witness history in the making. Because if there's one thing we've learned from this epic roast, it's that even the mightiest of political titans can be brought low by the relentless power of truth, wit, and unapologetic hilarity.
It'd bring me in every time. And then I ran for politics. I never, got involved with them much. But all they do is talk bad about Trump. That's all. The whole show is talking bad about Trump.